Now we're
count
recording.
it down. Oh, now we're recording?
Yes, we're
Let's
recording
kick the door
now.
in. Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome to a very Dead Headz Christmas. The only Christmas special where you hate 2/3 of the people in it.
And that's up for you to decide who they are.
We won't
Feliz
judge unless
Navidad,
they're
Happy
me.
Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Dreidel Dreidel
Mazel
this year
tov.
for Hanukkah. I want a new zombies mode in Black Ops Cold War.
That's
Happy
not
Ramadan. Ramadan? I already said Kwanzaa.
Merry Festivus, folks.
Happy holidays. That's way easier than figuring out the 18 different holidays that happen around this time of year.
And if you don't celebrate any holidays, then you're out of luck.
Yeah, if you don't celebrate
beans.
any holidays, then fuck you.
If you don't celebrate holidays, then how is it? I'm sure it must be rough. How are you doing?
It
I
must
hope
be
you're
rough
doing
seeing a
okay.
bunch of happy people enjoying life.
Yeah.
You sad fuck. No. Get me
Let's not go there.
overly aggressive here. Today we're going to be sharing our thoughts about Cold War very briefly as a
very
state
cold.
of where the game is at in terms of multiplayer, zombies, and Dead Ops Arcade 3. And then following this, after we organize our thoughts in a cohesive, sensible manner, as opposed to our crack-addled Easter egg run where you couldn't figure out what we were trying to get at because our brains were all over the place.
Quite
We will
literally.
be... Yes. We will be going over our favorite snow-themed map from any form of zombies, Treyarch and non-Treyarch. So let's get right into the news. Let's start off with the man who is responsible for all of our recording and audio and visuals, Mr. Berger. I think it's only fair since you are the technical backbone that you should go first and share your thoughts. What do you think of Cold War's state right now across? Let's start off with multiplayer, because I know you have some. I've heard through the grapevine you have some pretty strong opinions on it.
Skill-based matchmaking can go die in a hole. That's all I have to say.
Yes, yes. Is it true? Reports have been obtained that you threw something after one of your matchmaking sessions,
Oh no.
and were tried to be cheered up through some musical entertainment, and you were not cheered up.
This is
Story time. Story time.
Please recount your the match that made you lose all control.
Music make you lose control. Skill-based matchmaking make you lose control.
The only answer I have to that question is yes.
You heard it
Well,
here first, folks.
There you have it. Do you have any aside from skill-based matchmaking? Do you have anything that you would improve in the multiplayer?
I mean, the camo challenges, they kind of went the Modern Warfare route, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but they're not as bad as far as, like, when you can get certain camos. Like, Modern Warfare, they had a ton of camos, yes, but you couldn't unlock them until you reached certain levels, and I hated that in Modern Warfare, and I don't like it in this game. I like more the classic route, I guess, when it comes to camo challenges. I probably... what came after Black Ops for Modern Warfare 2? Honestly, anything before Modern Warfare, I thought the camo challenge, how you unlocked them, was fine. Because you could just kind of do them whenever. Honestly, everything else I'm kind of okay with. I mean, the maps are fine. They're not bad. The weapons are fine. I'm not good with burst weapons, I have discovered. Never have been, and it's just become more to light in this game. More maps will be nice, but I think that'll be coming here in a week or so. So, overall, I do enjoy the system, especially that everything is integrated all together between zombies and Warzone.
I think that's some sound reasoning, Comrade Belikov.
Thank you. Zakhaev.
Imran
Yeah.
Zakhaev.
I'm fine with the fact that, like, in terms of camos, I agree. I like the way that you earned them previously better. However, I'm happy that there's more camos now. Especially ones that are as juicy and great as Cartographer. Oh!
Yeah, I mean, I guess right now Cold War doesn't have as many camos compared to Modern Warfare, but they're not as painful, I guess, to unlock. If that, I don't know. Like, even though it's still level-based, there's less camos per thing to get, so it's, I feel, less tedious. Although, in this game, getting 5 kills without dying is the bane of my existence. I hate that camo challenge. Modern Warfare, I could do it no problem, thanks to the time to kill. This game, it is
I was right
difficult.
about it. I was right about the time to kill and how it makes weapons more balanced. You have a faster time to kill, more things become viable.
If you also have a faster time to kill, though, that affects the gameplay. I recently saw a certain review that said that Cold War encourages all forms of playstyle, both rushing and camping/sniping, which I can agree with, as Modern Warfare is primarily a camping kind of
Are you
multiplayer.
fucking insane?
Now, Joe, what commentary review was this that you watched?
It was just a smaller YouTuber. You probably never heard of him. He's a swell dude that loves to perform in theaters.
Why do you torment me so?
He has finger
Why
guns,
must you
right?
torment me
He
so?
has finger guns, and he's well known for sunglasses.
Why?
We're talking about Hudson.
Yeah, Hudson.
Jason Hudson. Famous
Jason
internet
Hudson,
reviewer
CIA.
Jason Hudson. See, actually, Raul Menendez didn't kill Jason Hudson. He actually, those shotgun rounds were blanks, and Jason Hudson had fake legs with blood squibs in them. So Menendez was in on Hudson's plan to become a content creator, and so they made a deal where Hudson could live and fulfill his dream of being a COD Zombies YouTuber. However, Menendez had to get a cut of the profit. Overall,
I
pretty
will
fair
give you
deal.
50 gifted subs if you get me Mason and Woods.
I'll do whatever you say, just let me get to partner.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
My revenue, Mason. The numbers, my revenue. Ugh. That thought just went down the drain. Oh well.
Anyway, back to Cold War
here's-
multiplayer.
Here's a theory. Before we get to Cap's thoughts on the multiplayer, here's a theory that I would like to bring to the table as far as, because we were on the topic, Menendez. Clearly, in Cartel, that's a Menendez drug plantation. And you can see pictures and posters of Menendez around the map. And also on the loading screen, it's, ties Menendez's father into ties with Perseus, which gives some reasoning as to why he was assassinated. And you can also find Menendez's father's dead body on the bed in the map.
He's kicking.
My theory is Menendez will, at some point, now I don't know if it'll be the same voice actor or not, Menendez will become a playable operator for the Warsaw Pact.
Mm.
And if that happens, he will be my permanent Warsaw Pact operator. And I'm sure he'll arrive. When Mason becomes an operator, he will also be my permanent operator.
What prediction you have?
I also, I'm not sure about this or not, but I could see Hudson becoming a playable operator as well. The thing is,
I
they
just
gotta
want
balance.
Mason.
They gotta balance the operators between NATO and Warsaw Pact. Because
I
as of
think
right
that we're
now,
only getting a
NATO.
Warsaw operator in season 1. We're
I
getting
think we.
Bane.
Well, actually, no. We're getting 2. I think because there's a new operator standing. Okay, so for those of you
True.
who haven't seen the season 1 Cold War cinematic trailer, go watch it. It's on YouTube everywhere. Look it up. I'm not your fucking father. I'm not going to show it for you. But there's a new operator standing next to Adler when he looks at the knife. When he looks fresh to death with the wavy hair and
He do be.
the lack of shades. I almost don't mind being assassinated by him at the end of the campaign. Spoiler alert.
Honestly, you can get it.
Okay, well, anyway, Cap, your thoughts on multiplayer?
So here's the thing. I haven't played a lot of multiplayer. I really haven't. I've mostly been spending my time in zombies. I have about a day and a half in zombies and like 30 minutes in multiplayer. However, I will say that consider this a warning to anyone that uses the Krieg 6. I'm going to find you and I'm going to break your arm. Swear to God.
Yeah, give us a little bit of context to your vendetta against the Krieg 6.
So, during the beta, it was nothing but the XM4 and the Krieg 6. I'm sure you know that if you played the beta. And that's all I was ever killed. That's all that anyone was ever using. So I figure if everyone's using it, then it must be good. I'm not going to give myself that kind of crutch. So I didn't use the Krieg 6. Come about a few weeks after the beta, and it turns out that all the assault rifles' performance were tuned to match the Krieg and the XM4, not the XM4 and the Krieg getting nerfed. Now, you might think that that's a good thing. It makes the assault rifles more viable. No. The Krieg 6 is still the most widely used assault rifle in the game. And now people are saying that the M16 is the most broken weapon. It is not. I tend to believe that the people saying that the M16 is overpowered are people that use the Krieg 6 thinking that the weapon will make them good, when really they're not that good. Now keep in mind, I use the 1911, the DMI, and the Magnum. I've just been using pistols this whole time, because I needed to level them up, because back in Modern Warfare, I got Platinum on pistols, and that's the first ever completionist camo that I ever got for a weapon class. So I figure I've got that niche where I'm a pistol fighter. That's what I use. So I haven't really been using primaries in MP. So this vendetta isn't me going yeah, I thought that I could use a gun and be good at it just because I'm using the gun, unlike probably most Krieg 6 users. But yeah, the Krieg 6 is broken, and I refuse to use it out of principle, because I want to give people a fair fight.
Honestly, I don't even think I've been killed by the Krieg 6 a lot. I don't think I've really seen it that much. I mean, I have seen it, but I don't think I've really seen it that much. I've seen the QBZ a whole lot more.
I'm actually surprised your vendetta isn't against the MP5, since sure the Krieg 6 was a crutch in the beta, but now I get killed more often by the MP5 and, of all things, the LW3 than
Here's the thing.
anything else.
Here's the thing. The vendetta against the MP5 has been there since right around, I'd say, Black Ops 1. The MP5 has always been broken. And you have to accept that. You just have to accept that. That's a fact of life with Call of Duty. The MP5 is always broken. If you're surprised by this, are you new to this community? Hello? That's what I have to say.
What about Map
Oh, wait.
count.
Yes, maps. Holy shit. If you watch some of the reviews in air quotes, or like bloated criticisms
Cap, you're
of
going
World
super
War II,
roboto right now.
Not on my
Oh,
not on my thing.
He's going very roboto for me.
why does that always happen to me?
Because you're secretly a robot.
Damn, okay. As I was saying, if you watch any of the long-winded diatribes against COD World War II that were made at launch, you'll see that one of the biggest criticisms was its map pool. They said that it only had 11 maps on launch plus 3 war maps, which is 14 maps. That's pretty good. This game has 8 maps total, including Fireteam Dirty Bomb. And yet it's being lauded for how great the maps are. And the maps aren't even good. You cannot tell me with a straight face that Crossroads is a good map.
Crossroads Strike is fun. Crossroads itself.
Yeah, that's a strike variant. Although I will say
things.
I will say this: the mall looks really good. If that's a Dirty Bomb map, and I'm pretty sure it is, that looks good.
I
That
hope
would
they
be
give us a
good.
normal variant of it, though, other than a Dirty Bomb version.
So
I don't know. I feel like it has to be a Dirty Bomb map.
Well, if we
The
got
maps-
both, I'd be okay with it. I just hope we get a, like, 6v6 and 12v12 variant.
I would tend to disagree with your comment that the multiplayer maps are being lauded for being great. I think that compared to BO4, the map design is a definite improvement, because BO4 was very 3-lane. It was very 3-lane. Sure, there were some areas where you could like swim under a bridge or whatever, but in general, it was very 3-lane. This
minute.
one is not
Most
as...
of the maps here are 3-lane as well.
Yeah, but there's more
Cartel,
to them.
yes.
There's some
Crossroads,
verticality.
yes.
There's some, crossing through the middle, over, under kind of stuff. There's
It's still, if you boil it down, it's still 3 lanes.
Well, yeah, but you can
And
say
it-
the same
well, it's
thing
also
about
more
a lot
open.
of stuff.
It's also more open. Like, take a look at Satellite or Miami. Those maps are
Yeah, I never get
somewhat
them.
3-lane.
I never get those maps in the rotation. It's always
How?
Cartel. It's always Crossroads.
I don't know
I've never gotten Miami outside of VIP Escort.
Well, you've also only played half an hour of the game, so...
Yeah, you did admit to not playing a lot of multiplayer.
True. Also, some of that is coming from the beta as well.
Wow, so you probably haven't played
No,
barely any.
map knowledge. Map knowledge is coming from the beta.
Well, like, yeah, okay.
All right. Well,
Um,
now that that's done, let's go on to zombies because I have a
what
shit ton
about
of things to
my
say about that.
opinion?
You've
You don't get one.
bold of you to assume that you deserve an opinion.
I let you speak. What about me?
You had all the time. Go watch. Okay, loyal viewers, go watch the last 45 minutes of our Black Ops 1 episode. I did not speak for 45 minutes.
How's that? No, I don't think that's true.
And which episode?
The BO1 episode. The back half of that episode, I barely talk at all.
I don't know about that. It seems like some fake news.
No, I'm pretty sure. I would know. I tend to hold grudges.
Well, okay. Our bad. Sorry. But my thoughts on the multiplayer. I want the launchers fixed, because the fact that they don't kill anybody unless it's a direct hit is a little silly. I could use some more maps. I just want more maps. I would disagree that it's skill-based matchmaking. I would tend to agree that it's more performance-based matchmaking. Because I did a little test the other day. where I apologize to the people I was in a public match with. I got 0 kills and just got myself killed the entire game. And I did this for about 6 or 7 games straight.
Reverse booster.
And I got put into a lobby, and this was just a test, mind you. I didn't know if this would work or not. And I ended up getting a nuclear.
Jesus Christ.
So, I would say it's performance-based matchmaking.
I mean, what's the difference?
Well, skill is based off of consistent performance.
Skill
Performance is a
non-tangible.
game-by-game basis.
I mean, technically,
So, like-
that's how Modern Warfare did it as well. They took it based off your last few games, and then they would do your next game based on how you performed in your last few games.
Right, but this is not your past few games. This is every game. That's why the game disconnects you after every match.
Didn't Modern Warfare do that as well?
Yeah, Modern Warfare also did that. And I think, did Black Ops 4 do that too? I don't remember.
Yes, it did.
I think it's more noticeable in Cold War because the time to kill in BO4 is majorly increased, so you could still get yourself out of situations. The time to kill in Modern Warfare is greatly decreased, where you wouldn't really notice it that much, in my opinion.
I didn't notice it that much in Modern Warfare.
Cold War is like the middle child between the time to kills for Modern Warfare and BO4, so I feel like it's more noticeable.
I can see that.
Let's see here. I'm happy with the score streak system. I feel like the very, very high score streaks could use a bit of tuning, because, good God, the gunship is just incredibly hard to get, even with the current system. Yeah. That's my thoughts on that. In general, I kind of enjoy it. It's got a lot of potential, but yeah. Also, I like the challenges. Also, I like the ground war maps. Oh, and one final thought, because we mentioned Dirty Bomb. I hate Dirty Bomb. I hate Fireteam Dirty Bomb. That mode needs a lot of work.
It does. It needs more fire team game modes.
It needs more game modes, and like, okay, so Angry Joe made a review today, and I disagreed with a lot of what he said, but one thing I will agree with is he made some comments as to how to possibly improve Fireteam Dirty Bomb, which I agree with. Like either an extended kill timer or a limited number of lives per round. Maybe like 5 or 8 lives per person per fire team round, because even when you've won a game, you don't feel like you've won. You don't feel happy.
Yeah.
The score streaks, the fact that you can get like a gunship out of a random crate is extremely lucky, but incredibly infuriating in a game like Fireteam Dirty Bomb, when basically you could be having a great game and then some lucky fucker gets a gunship and you once were in first place, now you are in 4th or 5th. So it could use a lot of tuning. I hope Treyarch does a lot of tuning. I hope they don't treat it like what Onslaught is currently being treated like, in the sense that there's a lot of flaws to it, but so far the only changes to it have been, minor bug fixes. It's like, I get having a vision, but if your vision is declared shit by a lot of the
not
community,
2020 vision.
Well, yeah, if you have a vision and most of your vision is considered shit by the community, then you might want to re-examine it.
Go to the eye doctors.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess
On to
it's time to
zombies.
talk about zombies.
So here's, I'm going to keep this brief because I really want to talk about snow maps because this is a Christmas special, by the way.
Hey, D Machine's
This
a
is
snow
the-
map, so
Oh,
It's not the best snow map. So, the one big takeaway that I've got from this experience is that the honeymoon phase is over. The honeymoon phase for this game is over. Everyone, like, foaming at the mouth for this game. I feel like that has run its course, and now people are starting to see the flaws of the game. Me especially. The point system makes me cringe every time. It's puts the player on the back foot way too much to the point where it's not challenging, it's like punishing. It's punishing players for doing their thing. It's really just who came up with this? Why? It basically removes SMGs as a viable weapon. And you're stuck in this constant grind of, I don't have points, which means that I can't upgrade, which means that I don't have, and also salvage drop rates. Boy, those need to be upped. Those need to be super buffed, because then you don't have enough to be upgrading the rarity of your weapon, which means that you can't get kills, which means you don't have points to upgrade. And if you're not getting kills, you're not getting salvage to upgrade your weapons, which means you're not getting kills for more salvage. There's a hate loop in this game. And if you're stuck in it, oh boy, it sucks.
but you can. Is it true that you can only be stuck in this hate loop if you're bad at the game?
No. No. No.
We're getting multiple reports suggesting otherwise. This just in. Johnny J25, big Die Rise fan, is reporting in saying this is fall damage all over again in zombies.
Yeah, notice how the good zombies game got rid of it halfway through its season because it realized how punishing it was to its players, and how one little action completely throws off someone's rhythm.
I don't know which game you're referring to.
World War II got rid of fall damage halfway through its season.
That's interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Well, it did.
Dang. Any additional thoughts on either the base zombies mode or onslaught? Well, onslaught.
We can't
any of
play
us
that.
played Onslaught. We're on Xbox and PC. Fuck us, right?
Yep.
We don't have the
Please.
Sony advantage.
Oh God. Oh God.
Kill me.
Please.
I hate console wars, and the fact
They're the
that
worst.
when I saw that when I saw the Sony trailer for that, and I saw the comments under it that are like, you know, some of them were sensible, like, you know, oh man, I'm a Sony fan, but this like sucks for Xbox people. I'm sorry guys, I feel bad for you. It's like, yeah, thanks man, I appreciate it. I'll see you in a year. And then others were like, man, what a big dick move. This is awesome. Yeah, this is great. Oh, I'm so happy. Fuck those Xbox people. And I'm like, who?
God, are you 12
Like,
years
do you have
old?
friends? Do you have, like, any friends? Like, if your best friend has an Xbox, do you just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and play this mode without you, you
I'm
giant
gonna play this
fucking
bad
loser.
game mode.
Honestly, it looks fun. It looks like a nice, refreshing
It looks
alternative.
like something that you'll play once and never play again.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be something that I would play if I ever want to play Cold War Zombies, but I'm not feeling Dead Ops, and I just want a break from the base version of zombies.
Oh yeah, also the setup on D Machine makes me want to die.
Die? Machine?
Machine. Stop. Stop.
But, yeah. Burger, what do you think?
About Onslaught?
Just in general, about zombies, the base game, D Machine, about Onslaught?
Well, just quickly wrap up the Onslaught discussion. Obviously, none of us have played it because we ain't Sony boys here.
Yeah, we're only going off of our knowledge of what other people have seen and what we've seen on YouTube videos.
Yes, let's make sure to say that. From what I'd seen, it looks like it could be fun if they tweaked a couple of things. Like, it looks like there are salvage drops in Onslaught, but there's no way to use set salvage in Onslaught.
Could you imagine?
So if they added ways to upgrade your weapons, either through rarity, pack-a-punch, or both, I think the mode would be a whole lot better. But because you're purely relying on weapon drops that are completely random, I think that really ruins the mode. From even like a purely casual experience. Because it is cool that you can just load it up on any of the MP maps. Like, that's awesome. I wish they had done that, something like that years ago, outside of like custom zombies.
You know what did that first? You know what did
God.
a real casual experience? You know what did a nice casual pick up and play experience? No doors, no setup, or no power.
Please
What did
no.
that first?
Please no.
The Tortured Path survival variant, baby.
You know, technically speaking, Groston House had no
yeah.
doors first before Tortured Path.
No, Groston House has a door. Groston House has a door.
No, it does not.
It does.
What
It
door? I
does.
just
If you're
played
talking
that
about
map.
the secret
Okay,
pack-a-punch
that doesn't
door,
count.
I'm gonna
Yes,
kill you.
That
sir.
does not
Yes,
count.
it does count.
It does
That's a
not
door you
have
have
any
to open.
viable doors.
No. You have to pay 10K to have pack-a-punch box.
After doing an Easter egg, right?
But the door is not buyable.
In theory. No, it's not buyable, but there is a door you have to open.
It's
But regardless, you played into my hand of saying that World War II did something before Cold War, therefore proving my point. So thank you regardless.
Well, there's also, I would say, debate in that field, but we're not talking about that tonight.
I'm playing 4D chess.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the only thing that would Onslaught, from what I've seen, really needs is ways to upgrade your weapons. Other than that, I think it could be a really fun mode. That's, I think, the only thing holding it back. Because, in theory, it is a lot more content, because, like, if you think about it, you'd have 9 extra zombies maps right now on PlayStation.
Yeah, on
exactly.
It's the world's most expensive DLC.
But, I mean, you know, that, exclusivity aside, the fact that there are 9 more zombies, essentially zombies maps, available to play is awesome. It's just, again, it goes back to the weapon upgrading. There has to be a way to upgrade your weapons in-game, either salvage or pack-a-punch or both. I think if they add that in, it'll really help a whole lot. And as far as, I guess, normal, you know, D-Machine and stuff goes, the systems in the game, like, you know, the perk system, the weapon rarity system, the weapon upgrade system, I think is fantastic. I agree to a certain extent that the points is definitely annoying, but as I've played the game more, I'm finding it less annoying than I did before. Plus the fact that there is a salvage system that's purely devoted to, like, building equipment, you know, upgrading your weapon rarities, upgrading and repairing your armor. I think that helps negate the way that you get the points. It would be nice if there was a way, I think, to spend points to get more salvage. Especially, you know, later game. That would be nice. Once you do have all those points stocked up. And a way to share salvage with your teammates. I think would be huge. One-to-weapon upgrades, I love that they're easy to do. Like, yeah, you kind of have to look up a guide on them, and I don't understand why 2 of them required more steps than the other 2, but they're still very easy to do, which I appreciate, also considering you need all 4 of them to do the Easter egg. And the map is fine. It's not a bad map. It's not the greatest map of all time. I think it definitely just helps showcase the new systems as kind of a playground to help test all of that out. The Dark Ether, I think, is really cool. Gives me super Stranger Thing vibes. So I really liked that a lot. But yeah, I mean, overall, with D Machina, I am very, very pleased with it. Between the map and the mechanics and stuff involved.
I guess it's my turn to throw my hat into the ring now.
I thought we told you don't get a turn.
Yeah, what did we say?
Okay, I guess we're rolling right into the...
Come on. You know what happens to people with opinions, don't you?
We get verbally abused on Reddit?
Yes.
You know it's good.
Oh.
Reddit moment.
My piss stain looks like Big Chungus.
Just take my platinum award.
But okay, so I guess it's I guess the final burden of sharing thoughts and opinions falls upon me. Well, Onslaught. I want the story intel very badly. I don't care how obsolete or minute
bro.
it is. Give it to me now.
Bro.
I need it. I don't want to wait a year. I hate you. I hate you, Activision. You suck. I might just find somebody who has a PS4, play it on their account, or like add my account onto their PlayStation and play it there, obtain the intel, and then just go back to my Xbox.
There you go.
But yeah, it could use some weapon rarity upgrades. It could use a pack-a-punch, one or the other. You know, not both, because I feel like then that'd be very overpowered, and it'd just be like D Machina, but worse. It needs to have unique and challenging element to it all, and I think not having Pack-a-Punch is that challenge. So I think weapon rarities should be the thing. D Machina. The map isn't amazing. It's very good, but it's very good because of the mechanics in place. If the map was in BO3, people would consider it very okay. If the map was in BO4, they would absolutely shit on it because BO4 bad.
True.
You don't get to say that. World War II fan.
Yeah, I totally do.
No, you do not.
I do.
And
I just want to interject real quick. We have news. We have real quick news. We have a new leaked skin for Frank Woods. It is Frank Woods in a Christmas sweater. I thought that since this is the Christmas episode, you all should know this.
Yes, Christmas Sweater Woods. And we're also getting Ramadan skin Hunter.
That'd actually be pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
I won't lie. This is totally me.
Definitely me when I'm driving. God damn it.
But yeah, I wish the bugs would get fixed. The fact that there's still a lot of bugs in the game is a bit frustrating. I also wish that they would just add the rest of the intel already. Holy shit, what's taking so long? Like, so here's the thing. So we got 59 intel at the launch of the game, but that's not all the intel. Then with the addition of Season 1, we got, I believe, 19 more intel, bringing up the total to, actually, no, we didn't get 19. Did we?
They
I
said
can't
19 in the update.
Well, because see, the math doesn't entirely add up, because we had 59 intel, then 19 was added, but the total says 80? It should be 70.
Perhaps.
Well, it would be like, what, 78?
No.
Yeah,
No,
59 plus
59.
19. That would be 78. That's like 2 off from 80.
Right. But that's still... Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm dumb, but also
But
Trey.
still, yeah.
Yeah.
Count?
Now... But, see, here's the thing. So, you can currently obtain the Requiem Challenge calling card, as well as the Conspiracy Theorist calling card and the Interdimensional Broadcast calling card. You cannot obtain the KGB Archivist calling card currently because we're still missing a intel. We're missing 1 Omega intel, and I don't know why.
Omega lol.
It just doesn't make sense. And so I want all the intel to be added. I want the challenges fixed. I want a couple, like, new Easter eggs to be added into D Machina, because right now it's kind of there. But other than that, it's a good game. It's a good map. I definitely want more. I can't wait for the new game modes to come in Season 1.
Dude, Coffin Dance Easter egg is also... I love it. Don't have to spend
Coffin
money
Dance...
on Jug.
Coffin Dance is like part of my necessary setup, which in some ways I love, but in some ways I don't. It shouldn't be, but like in one hand, I'm glad there's an Easter egg that's so easy that I can just do it every game, and it's such a beneficial reward. But on the other hand, I kind of don't like feeling like I have to do it every game because that's the ideal setup process.
Falls into dominant strategy there, which I always hate. Players should just be allowed to set up how they want.
I mean, they don't have to do it. It's not like
They don't
Jug's
have
that
to,
expensive.
but
You're going to be
well,
put at a
that
disadvantage.
depends. That depends.
That's
That
fair.
depends on when you acquire Jug, and like on what round, and when you acquire that perk. If Jug is your 6th perk, that's 5k points.
That's fair.
Also, there's a chance of getting the ray gun, the D machine, or even a legendary weapon, or even an epic weapon out of the Coffin Dance. So it's like, why wouldn't you?
I've also gotten self-res out of that before.
I have too, which, you know, whenever I have gotten self-res, I've never been down before I've gotten it, so it's never been really useful for me. But I can see why that would also be, you know, a beneficial thing to go for.
I mean, I think if it was harder, I would also complain a bit more, but the fact that it's like literally just Street 5 words for the rewards.
Yeah, I feel like you should do... It's very simple for a very good reward, which for the casual is great. But once you've like mastered it, then it's like I don't hate it, but it's like I kind of wish it was a little more to it. Like maybe shoot 5 orbs around the map or something like that, instead of being in one singular area.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
to me, if it's something that I'm doing every game, I don't want to have to worry about doing a lot of steps.
Well, I'm trying to come up with a way where, you know, it's lengthy / difficult enough where you might not want to do it every game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because let me ask yourself this, Burger. Do you want to do it every game? Or do you want to do it every game because, it's quick and enjoyable? Or do you want to do it every game because that's the ideal strategy?
I guess a bit of both. I mean, I wish we could speed up the process each time for the actual dancing, but I do appreciate the quickness of it. I don't know.
I do agree.
And I've said this before, I hate it. Like, for example, Dead of the Night. I know. I mean, everybody rags on the map. But
you put some respect on that name.
I swear to God.
Multiple spawns, and I'm really happy we did not have any of that in this map. I am so happy we didn't have any sort of multiple spawn kind of thing for a single item in the map. It makes it so much more enjoyable to do things.
I will concede multiple spawns can be daunting for a newer player.
And that's across any maps that have. Black Ops 3 did it a lot, Black Ops 2 did it as well. So pretty much any game that's had multiple spawn points on multiple items in the game, I don't like.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Well, just a quick note. This is a leak, so if you don't want to hear a leak for the next DLC map, shut your ears for the next 10 seconds. So the next map is going to be called Firebase Z. It's going to be located in Vietnam, more specifically Khe Sanh, where Mason was captured. This is confirmed by a new document found in the KGB archives that was added today.
I heard something along those lines. I haven't looked into it.
It's pretty nifty. If you acquire some of the intel that was added today, you can see a document from the Omega Group detailing this, which is pretty nifty. Also makes me kind of wonder, where the hell is that last piece of intel? Because I thought the last piece of intel was going to tease the next Zombies DLC, and that's why they didn't add it in. But when I acquired that later today, I was like, what? Okay. So...
I guess one other thing I do want to speak about the D Machine before we switch over to the actual Christmas part of the episode.
We're only an hour in.
I do appreciate that in D Machine, the character quotes, like from a narration standpoint, are not the same every single game. It helps make every match feel a bit more unique, because it's not like, the Origins or Rise and Drag where it's like, oh, this line happens every single round on every single game. This way, yeah, there's rounds where lines happen, but it's different lines each time, as well as when you do certain actions, it's different lines each time. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about this, but to me, that's also one of the greatest things about the map, and I hope they continue with that later on.
Yeah, hang on. Good. I would like the last word on this real quick, because I have a theory, and Joe has heard this theory. So
a game theory?
What is the first map of this game? It is a familiar snowy setting that invites us in. And as we go further in, there's a bunker full of twisted science experiments gone wrong. And there's a amalgamation of lots of living things just kind of lumbering around, and we might be forced to kill it soon.
The giant.
What's the next map? What's the next map gonna be? The next map is gonna be spoiler. The next map is gonna be a secondary location. It's kind of a fallback point for the evil people. It'll be something that we have to assault. It'll probably contain more experiments and more science things, more dimensional breaches in this case. What's deals and again more leaks. So if you don't like leaks, then hold on for the next minute, I'd say. And the next map is going to be set in Berlin, most likely Berlin that has been overrun by zombies. Now, just based on those 3 maps, what does that remind you of? What DLC progression could that possibly remind you of?
Exo zombies.
Wrong.
Infinite Warfare zombies.
Also wrong.
Extinction.
That's not a zombies mode.
Call of Duty, the big red one?
It's Big Red One, not the Big Red One, but no.
Modern Warfare 3 survival.
The correct answer was Call of Duty World War II Nazi Zombies. I think that... Well done. Well done. I think that they're stealing. They do be stealing from Sledgehammer. They do be.
Okay,
but Dark Ether Story artistically bankrupt. What can I say? What can I say?
You're gonna get me a
is-
little triggered with that.
The game's a Cold War
What's the
game, and
matter?
Berlin was definitely a big... Germany in general was a big thing during the Cold War, so it makes sense.
In the beginning of the Cold War,
I
the
mean,
60s,
it was split the entirety of the Cold War.
in the 60s.
Yo, okay, Treyarch, feel free to steal this idea if you want. I wouldn't be even mad. But
Bold
for
of
the
you to assume that Treyarch watches this.
well, yeah.
Dude, my dad works at Treyarch. He told me they do.
Oh,
for
man.
for the Berlin map, wouldn't it be cool? Because again, Cold War, Berlin Wall is a thing. Wouldn't it be cool for the Berlin Zombies map if, kind of like the Darkest Shore in a bit, you spawn in an area and there's a few turrets, and the first like 4 or 5 waves all come at once, and they start spilling over the wall like World War Z, and you
That
have
would be
to
really cool.
That
get
would
into
be
a
pretty
turret
cool.
and fend them off. That would be.
That would-
Ooh!
And then it's
Very
Kino Deterrent on the
nice.
other side of the wall.
And then
Hire
I
me as
turn the
part of
game
your
off.
creative design team, Treyarch, please.
Give him the Johnny J treatment. Just put him in the janitor's closet. Don't even pay him.
You don't even have to pay me. Actually, I would prefer. I'd prefer a little. You know what? Nah, you don't have to pay me. Just like give me a top quality console, a top quality TV, and like free access to the item shop, and I'll be a happy man.
Yeah, that works. That pans out. All right, we're done.
Now it's time for
we're done
Christmas.
with current stuff. It is
It's time. Christmas.
It's Dead Headz winter break.
Yes. Oh, also, one quick thing before I forget. I got to round 100 last week for the first time
Poggers.
ever. So I was very happy and very proud of that achievement, that accomplishment. I am very happy. Please and thank.
You must be very proud. Now, on
Okay.
to the meat and potatoes after an hour of talking about what we said we wouldn't spend a lot of time on. So
Yeah.
I asked everyone. I asked my co-Dead Heads to pick the best snow map and that we would discuss. I'm thinking that this is going to take about 20 minutes because most of our time was taken up by things that it's going to become obsolete within a week. Let's be honest. So, I'm going to start. Because my map, the map that I have chosen as the best snow map,
I'm positive I know what it is.
you guessed it before. You
I know
did
I
guess
did.
it before.
I know I did.
It is the one, the only, the Frozen Dawn. What
Yep.
can I say about this map? It is incredible.
Now, what
First,
game is the Frozen Dawn from?
The Frozen Dawn, for those of you who don't know, is DLC 4 for Call of Duty World War II.
Okay, already I'm going to stop you. Your point is invalidated. Right there.
You're gonna say DE, aren't you? You're the kind of cringe normie that's gonna say DE or Origins. You're gonna say DE or Origins.
Okay,
I know it.
I
know
am
it.
not the biggest fan of Origins. I think
I'm
the
gonna
map's
read you like a
overrated personally.
fucking book.
I've always said that. I think Origins is overrated. But
Yeah, so you're gonna pick DE. You're gonna pick DE, aren't
continue.
you? You hack. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Frozen Dawn. It's got the word frozen in the name, so it's got that going for it. It's set in the Arctic. It's set in the underground Arctic city of Thule, and most of its architecture is made of ice and ancient stone. It's a very atmospheric map. You can feel how cold it is when you first enter Thule. You can see just what kind of twisted mess you're getting into as soon as you open up that first door. And here's the thing about the Frozen Dawn. It has just the right amount of content. It's got an engaging Pack-a-Punch quest that lets you explore throughout the whole map. It's got 4 great wonder weapons that are, for the most part, easy to get. It's like Origins, where it's also a collectathon, but it's not as like soul-crushingly painful because it's not the size of a small city like Origins is. So the thing about the Frozen Dawn is that, yeah, it was lambasted on release, but that's because the zombies community in 2017, 2018, they were toxic as fuck, and they were excited for Black Ops 4's launch. Now, say what you will about Black Ops 4 now, I'm sure it's a better game, but on launch? Oh boy! So, to base your opinion around the map on how the Reddit reacted 2 or 3 years ago is creatively and just objectively bankrupt. You can't do that, because first, that's not your opinion if you're basing it off the Reddit, and second, you probably haven't played the map. So why don't you go play the map? It's a real fun time. And that's what I have to say about the Frozen Dawn.
Wow, that was fast. That was a lot faster than I was expecting.
I told you. I said I was going to go fast. I said this was going to take 20 minutes.
I do actually have to agree with at least partially with Cap. I will admit I have not played the Frozen Dawn. I will come right out and say that. So I have no opinion on it, good or bad. I will say, I do enjoy a lot the survival maps on World War II. Much more than anything on Black Ops 4. So there you go, Cap.
Thank you.
I have not played a lick of any World War II map aside from the first 5 rounds of the Final Reich, the first base map on the game. However, it is a very beautiful looking map in terms of World War II, given its stylistic approach and color palette. I would say it's the most beautiful map on the game, followed by the Shadowed Throne. I haven't played the map, so I can't really speak on it. Kat,
Am I the only one here that's played the Frozen Dawn?
Quite
Probably.
possibly, it seems so.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would, Cap, would you, possibly agree that if people wanted to learn more about the Frozen Dawn, they could... Would you say J.R. Rizzo's Frozen Dawn review would be a good one to look up to get a better idea of what the map is about?
Definitely.
In terms of both pros and cons.
Yes, it really does give a really balanced look at the map. Definitely, if you want to get into World War II zombies as a whole, definitely look at Rizzo's reviews. Also look at Rad Austin's history, or like story videos about World War II. in case you're confused of like what's going on or like why you're doing these, in story-wise, why you're doing the things that you do.
And I never plug anything in terms of at the end of the shows or even in the middle of the shows. But I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel called Zombies Faves, consisting of content from Tim Hansen, JC Backfire, Mr. T Lexify, and JR Rizzo. And it basically not necessarily, time-wise, but map order and release-wise, chronologically examines the maps.
Decline of the zombies community.
Well, the maps in terms of content, and it basically gives like a timeline of how zombies and the third game mode has evolved and how the community has kind of responded to it. Like all of Rizzo's World War II videos are in there. His Infinite Warfare review's in there. Even his Extinction review is in there. So if you kind of want to understand, if you want to understand World War II, all of his reviews are there. Obviously, you could look him up on his channel too. But if you want to understand, how did we get from Nocturne Toten to the Frozen Dawn or what have you, you could find that on there. So, yeah.
Real quick, funny story. A few weeks ago, and I know that Joe can attest to this, I tracked down an old comment of Joe's and replied to it.
It was like 2 or 3 years old, this comment.
Yeah, it was.
And it was back when I was on the hate train for World War II. And it was a 2 or 3 year old comment on an old Rad Austin 27, now channel named Reed Austin, on one of his old Zombros podcasts, I believe it was. And I can't believe you did that. Who does that?
I do.
Why?
Do that because I had nothing else to do.
You could play World War II. That'd be more productive than hunting down a 3-year-old comment.
It was at 1 in the morning, and it just showed up. I would recognize that Thomas the Train face anywhere.
Shit.
So
Okay.
if you see a Joe Weeks comment that's years old, don't be afraid to reply to it. You have my blessing.
Yeah,
Dead Headz
if you see a comment from me that's years old, it's somewhat likely that it's aged poorly, and I don't feel the same anymore. So, with that being said, moving on to Burger. No, you don't want a screen cap of that. No, a screen cap? A screen cap? Yo!
All right, I'm gonna find it.
But Burger, please go into depth about your favorite Frozen snowy map, and why is it the Giant?
Okay. Again, like I said earlier, I think Origins is an overrated map. I hate the collectathon that it is, and upgrading the staffs is extremely tedious, and I hate it.
But Origins has snow rounds. It's not necessarily a snowy map. It's a map that has the occasional snow in it.
I mean, regardless, it's not my favorite snow map, whether you think it is one or not.
Found it.
But please, what is your favorite map? I'm very eager to hear.
Geriatric.
Wow, I'm absolutely floored.
Normie trash.
Okay, so you have to realize something. I hadn't really...
Damn it.
I did not follow Black Ops 3's life cycle at all. I didn't come into Black Ops 3 until Revelations came out. And that was just so because I happened to have time on my hands and I hopped on Twitch, and Noah J, who streamed on Twitch back in the day a little bit, was doing the Rev Easter egg. And that's when I actually got looking into Black Ops 3. So I was never caught up in any of the DLC maps' hypes. So I want to make that very, very clear before I get into this. I pretty much most of the issues that I have with Origins, which I also didn't play until years. Honestly, I didn't play that until after I played Geriatric and most of the Black Ops 3 maps. It fixes pretty much all the issues that or most of the issues that I had with Origins. It was really, I mean, technically I did play Shadows of Evil first before Geriatric. But Geriatric was definitely a bit more accessible, especially to someone who really didn't play anything. The last time that I had played zombies was the launch maps for Black Ops 2. I never played any of the DLCs, and pretty much any of the games other than World at War. And I guess technically Ascension and Call of the Dead on Black Ops Mobile, but don't really count that. And watching the Rev Easter egg was the first time I knew Easter eggs were a thing. I never knew they existed up until that point, just because I never really followed those at all. And Geriatric was the first Easter egg that I had ever completed in a zombies map, so I do have kind of a nostalgic / personal connection to the map itself. I think it highlights Black Ops 3's mechanics fairly well, and layout's good, and I like it a lot.
Okay, that was a fair assessment of the map. Still doesn't change the fact that you're normie trash, but you know, that was
okay,
fair.
Mr. World War II.
Hey, I'm an auteur. I'm an auteur.
You're a hipster. We got the hipster and the normie trash.
I'd rather be a hipster than be normie trash. I'm not a hipster. I am an auteur connoisseur of rare zombies content. I say as I smoke a cigarette.
Yo, hit.
My God. Okay, I guess it's...
All right, Joe.
Well, okay.
Hit me with Beast from Beyond.
Although, didn't that... honestly, I didn't even play that map. Didn't that take place on the moon?
No, it takes place on Europa, moon of Jupiter.
And was it snowing? I don't remember it snowing in
yes,
brief
it was.
It was. I'd only seen brief clips of that map, so I really don't know.
I took the entirety of last summer to figure out how to set up every single IW map, Black Ops 4 map, and more effectively, really set up on World War II's maps. Just kind of optimize World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I finally figured out Beast from Beyond. By the way, can I just say, Beast from Beyond, setup is weak, but once you get past the first 4 rounds, it's really fun.
I've heard that.
Especially because it's got the VPR, so that's all that matters.
In terms of Burger's review, before we get to my map pick, I want to say I'm going to make sure that my playlist, my Zombie Stand playlist, gets linked in the description. It's a big, beefy playlist. But you'll find any review of any map in there. There will be at least one review for any map. Tim Hansen has a general community kind of review to it, like what the general community thinks of it, for the most part. And the Smith Plays / J.R. Rizzo have a general critical, more analytical and fair kind of review.
The retrospective's over now.
Yeah.
No, he still has to do Revelations.
Oh, that's true. He hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, but he said that he's quitting after Rev.
Which I just don't understand.
He
it's
doesn't
really
want to play Black Ops 4.
He
I
said
get
it also
like,
wouldn't be a retrospective because he hasn't played it.
Well,
True.
it should be an analysis then, not a retrospective.
I mean, he may do it and call it something different. It may just not be a retrospective, especially since the game's not, like, it's within the last few years.
Also, I find we're getting off track, but one thing I find it a little strange how Smitty he played Cold War and was like, "Wow, this is like really good. This is really innovative," and then just hasn't uploaded anything since.
Nice.
So I found that a bit strange. But I was going to say, in terms of Geriatric, you can find in my playlist Tim Hansen's review and general community's feel for it, and the Seth played this review. And also, if you go to Jared Rizzo's video on, which is also about the general review of BO3 and the whole, of course, Horizon Drive is in there. So watch my playlist. Damn you. I put a lot of time into making that. I don't want it to be just for me. I want other people to use it to help them experience and learn new stuff about zombies maps. And with that being said, I'm going to explain to you why Tagged or Toten is the best snowy map.
I knew it.
Okay. I see you.
Say what you want about the formatting of the ending. I will concede I would have preferred an animated ending instead of a drawn one. However,
Even
I
World War
also
II got
acknowledge that most of Treyarch's design and manpower and team as a whole was pulled after DLC 2 and Black Ops 4 because the conflict between Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software when it comes to what is now Black Ops Cold War was not it was pretty high. The game wasn't moving at a good pace at all, and so Activision yoinked Treyarch away mid-development cycle of BO4 and put them on the development of COD 2020, which I don't agree with. However, the content in Tagged or Toten, the flow of the map is a lot better than Call of the Dead. It's a lot better than Call of the Dead.
I can see that.
First, you don't have George following you around the map, pissing you off. Yeah, he
That
gave you a
definitely
good perk.
helps.
He gave rest in peace, George. You're a great filmmaker. You were a great filmmaker. You were a great guy. But damn, Jimmy Zielinski
Terrible
for making
zombies
you
boss.
one of the worst zombies bosses we've ever experienced. You don't have him following you around the map, which while he did provide a nice reward for killing him, the reward didn't always match up with the effort it took to get rid of him. In addition, some of the flow of the map is very poor. Like, you'll be looking at something that's 5 feet away and you're like, I want to get there. But you have to go up some stairs, across the rooftop, down some more stairs, just to get there as opposed to just walking straight. Tag fixes this. People say that the factory on top of Tag is pointless. It's not. It's definitely the area of the map that has the least going on, but it's not pointless as there is a perk machine there, a box location there, the area where you can get the Samantha box special equipment, which is very useful, actually, and hella fun to use. The camo is amazing. The heat pack is very cool. The teleporting Pack-a-Punch isn't that bad anymore because of the new and improved layout to the map. The Easter egg is very good in my opinion. The Easter egg ending is heart-wrenching and very beautiful in my opinion as well. Victus, I never understood the hate for Victus. I thought, sure, they had a few annoying quotes, but the only reason that people, I wouldn't say the only reason, the biggest reason people hated Victus, in my opinion, is because they liked Ultimus so much and they weren't Ultimus.
I can agree with that.
And because of Buried and because of the comics and Tagged or Totem, they are a lot better. Sure, Marlton is probably my least favorite and still the weakest. A few of his lines don't land, but I love Victus, man. I felt so bad that they got shafted at the end of that Easter egg. Golden Pack-a-Punch, holy shit. One of BO4's biggest flaws, I will admit, is the fact that you have to Pack-a-Punch multiple times to get maximum damage on your gun. I get the reasoning why they did that, but it could have been implemented better. Golden Pack-a-Punch fixes that and adds a fun little timed lockdown while you're there. So that's pretty cool. The challenges, there's a lot. There's 15 challenges to the map, so there's always something to do. There's the wonder weapons, I will admit, are a bit weak. The thunder gun is not very original. The tundra gun, because of the heavy splash damage, is borderline useless. And the Wunderwaffe sharpshooter. I'm not saying the German version. You can't make me.
It's Scharfschütze.
The sharpshooter. It's fine. You know, it's the Wunderwaffe with a scope that you'll likely never use.
Just hipfire.
Just hipfire. But it's got plenty of good training areas. The map itself is beautiful. People say Ancient Evil and 9 are the most beautiful maps on the game. I heavily disagree. I say Tag is the most beautiful because the blue, the white, all the different colors, coupled with the sunset. We've never gotten a sunset zombies map ever.
Shangri-La?
Shangri-La was daytime.
Black Ops 3 Shangri-La.
Black Ops 3 Shangri-La and BO1 Shangri-La was also daytime.
The sky seems a bit more orange in Black Ops 3.
I mean, that could have also just been the improved engine.
Perhaps.
But, like, this one you can clearly tell, without a shadow of a doubt, it's that sunset, which, might I say, poetically emphasizes the sun setting on the original Ether story.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
It's like poetry. George Lucas would be proud. And although it pains me that it's Blundell's last map, it's my favorite snowy map, and it's one of my favorite maps of all time.
All right. That was actually really enlightening.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, I need to go replay Tog. Real quick, how do you get to the facility?
You gotta fix the 2 zip lines and grab the crank from the hermit, and you just zip line up to the factory.
All right. That makes sense.
If you want additional information about Tag, look up. Like Tim Hansen does a good job giving a general consensus for Tag to Toten and making a case about it. J.R. Rizzo's video, I know I stroke his nuts a lot, but it's because he's such a damn good reviewer. His review of Tag is so absurdly in-depth, but I love it. Like, stuff that you wouldn't even realize is a thing, he points out. And it's an excellent review. I highly recommend you check it out. Links in the description. But yeah, if you're enjoying some hot cocoa, warmed up on the couch, and in your robe, but you want to play something a little bit chilly to match the weather outside, boot up Frozen Dawn, boot up Horizon Drag, boot up Tag or Toten. Hell, boot up whatever map you want, whatever map you want to play.
We won't judge you that much.
We won't. I will, but
well, that's why I said that much. There'll always be judgment with the Dead Headz.
I will say though, if it's a snowy map, you can't go wrong with any of the three we listed. You know what? Like even the ones we didn't list, Call of the Dead,
Final Reich.
the
Final Reich
Final
was
Reich,
I had a list.
the Final Reich,
Where did it go?
Call of the Dead, Final Reich,
Let's
the
see.
Giant.
Nocturne and Toten, I think, was snowy a bit, depending on. Was it not?
No,
Nope.
sir.
Not okay.
Boot
that's
up
that.
D Machina and because you're a masochist. Come on.
Yeah, if you wanna play all the snowy maps in order, go ahead, play Call of the Dead, the Final Reich, the Frozen Dawn.
Was Groston House snowy? I don't remember.
Yes.
No, World War II came
Grossman
after
House is.
BO3. So
Yeah.
if it'd be Call of the Dead, it would be
The Giant.
the Giant, Der Eisendrache, the
Technically, it would have
the
been
Final
Derice
Reich.
first, and World of War.
Derice doesn't have
Derice.
snow.
No. Derice
It-
isn't snowy. The Giant
I
is.
think it is. It's just not clear in the older engine.
Yeah, well, we're going with stuff that is clear.
Okay.
100% clear. So it'd be Call of the Dead, the Giant, Der Eisendrache, the Final Reich, the Frozen Dawn, Tag der Toten,
Yeah.
and we've really had that little snowy maps.
You not counting
Uh,
Origins?
Yes,
Nah, we're
we
not
are
counting Origins.
Okay.
We are not counting Origins.
Works for me.
As much as I love Origins, I wouldn't consider that a snowy map.
No. It's mostly
it's a
raining.
map. Yeah, it's mostly raining or
muddy.
it just like doesn't have anything in it.
Fog rolling in. So, real quick before we go, I just want to say be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to go to all the links that are going to be in the description, like Joe Weeks' big old playlist, Joe Weeks' big
Please.
book of everything.
I beg
my
you.
band, because god damn it, Spotify's giving me 0.004 cents for every stream.
Hey.
And hey, you know what? Why not tell us your favorite snowy map in the comments below? And
Yeah,
tell us
leave a comment.
Whose map out of the three of ours is your favorite. Tell us who won, because this was a competition.
Leave a comment down below for a change.
Just leave a
You guys
comment.
never
Swear to
fucking
God.
comment. None of you comment. I
We're
hate
calling
you for it.
out.
God
Yes,
Damn it.
Asia. I know you're watching this podcast. Leave a comment.
Oh no. And with that, happy holidays everyone from the Dead Headz. I'm Cap. There was Joe and Mr. Burger. That's Mr. Burger's phone going off. So with that, happy holidays everyone. See you
Happy
in
holidays. I hope you
2021.
did. I hope you didn't
Bye.
get coal. I hope Santa didn't break into your house and steal all your belongings as a punishment for like bullying people on Twitter.
Twitter.com. Bye
But
everyone.
actually, partridges and pear trees are horrible gifts, and that's that.
Partridges are birds. I always want a bird.
Do pears grow on trees?
Yes, they do. They're a fruit. All right, bye guys.